Hi everyone, ZUMA ZUMA Concepts. Today I'm bringing you a video on broadhead deployment on Thorn broadheads. This is a broadhead that I've recommended on my channel, and I actually was getting ready to do a deployment test because I had a couple of viewers tell me that they had issues with these deploying. I personally never have deer hunting, but when I hit the range I decided to test these with chickens just to get some flesh for these to cut through to show that there was no issue. And my first go around, you can see that there isn't much of a hole here. And I started to look at why and come up with a solution, and I found a really great solution for you guys. So I still strongly recommend these Thorn broadheads. I think they're an amazing broadhead for accuracy. And this modification I came up with, it's almost free. It's really easy to do. And I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to use this tool here to show you how many pounds of pressure it takes to break the traditional orange or black, whichever one you have for your broadheads, what it takes to break that. And then also what I found is when that breaks, it actually binds on those blades. And I believe that's what causes that deployment issue. So what I came up with, believe it or not, is just a small piece of Scotch tape. And as you can see in this video, when you pull it out, there's usually a line from when you pulled to where you started and you bust that off. That's usually the perfect length. I take the scissors, I cut it so there's only about, maybe 3/8 of an inch thick piece of tape or wide piece of tape, and I wrap that right around the base so that it holds those blades in. And once that deploys, it pops out of there real nice. It gives it almost a spring effect that they shoot out of there and then they come down, and you'll see in this video, you'll see the pounds of pressure that it takes versus to bust that tape open versus to bust that rubber plug or that rubber stopper that they put in there that they sell their broadheads with. I still think it's an amazing broadhead, great product. I think you guys should be using it if you're worried about accuracy at long range. This entire video that you're going to check out here, I did some slow-mo footage so you could check out what it looks like going through and how you get an instant cut with this modification done. And this is at 50 yards. So I went middle of the road. I wanted to show the accuracy at 50 yards as well as, the cut and penetration. So let's jump on into this video. You can check it out. So initially when I made this video, I had some guys write in and say that this was the wrong way to install that, and they were correct. I did it, I checked it out. So unfortunately, I'm going to add about 4 minutes to this video to show you guys how even when it's installed correctly, it's wrong. So there's 16 pounds of pressure when it's installed incorrectly, and you have the binding issue, and you get about the 0.5 resistance when trying to extract the blades. If you notice though, that rubber pin is still holding those blades up in the air. Now here is the additional added footage that I put together to show you guys that even doing it the way that you're supposed to do it still has its mechanical malfunction that I would never trust in the field. And I still stand firmly by Thorn broadheads, but I would definitely be using this tape modification. It's cheap and easy to do. If you notice, the blades didn't spring out of there, they just kind of mushed out. And you'll see here I can pull on that with my thumb and it's not moving. And this is installed correctly the way that the guys on YouTube here said would make all the difference in the world. You noticed it only took about 7 to 8 pounds of pressure to break it in that different spot, so that would be an improvement. But if you noticed here, it took a half a pound of pressure to pull that blade out. Now I'm pulling that blade out backwards, so I'm going to try to pull it out the way that it's going to hit an animal and pull out. But I want you to notice too, and I did this several times to make sure that I was very clear that this didn't work and it wasn't one fluke and I got things to work my way. See, it took a half a pound of pressure to pull on that little tiny piece that protruded out to clear it of that excess rubber in there. And here's the excess rubber. You see that right there in between, still bridged even after the blades have deployed. The blades hang up on that, up and down, in and out. Here's another test I did. Like I said, I did several of these. I put this one in slow motion because I forgot to hit the peak function on this, and you'll see it hits about 8 pounds of pressure before it cuts loose. Right there. And again, it just barely smushes open. It almost like it
you can tell that the blades are mushing against the rubber. And I'll hold it there, you could see in between there that rubber's still there. It hangs up on those blades, up and down, in and out, just like I said. Here's another test. This one took 7 pounds of pressure, and again, this is an improvement from having it installed incorrectly, but you're still getting a poor performance on deployment. If you notice at the top of those blades, there's hardly anything for that skin to grab onto to yank those blades open. And on top of that, you're going to see here from this test that it takes a significant amount of pressure on a very small piece of that blade to deploy those blades properly. And even when it does deploy out, let's say that it does grab the skin and it yanks that blade open, you can still see right there, turn the light on, that rubber is wedged and stuck in that blade and it's holding it shut. And you add that together with the fact that there's a very small piece for that skin to grab, which right here, with my tool, it's difficult to even grab it with that tool. And here it takes 1.9 pounds of pressure to pull on that little tiny piece, and that is a big reason that you're having these deployment issues on these. Now when I went to take a look at this other side, I wanted to show you how much pressure it took to pull the existing side or the remaining side out, and I couldn't get it because if you look here, there's just not enough ledge for even my tool to grab that to pull it open. And imagine that being some kind of soft fleshy material like a game bird or a deer, and you're asking that to pick up that 1.9 pounds of pressure. And then as you look here, that remaining material in there puts quite a bit of tension on those blades to try and get them down into position. So you left where it could leave them open like you're seeing here, which takes inches away from your cut. Like I said before, guys, I highly recommend this blade or this broadhead for accuracy. I just strongly urge you to use a thin, small piece of tape to hold them blades in rather than these. I think you'll get a better performance. You'll be much. This is my modification with the tape. You take that piece, you cut it so you got about a 3/8 inch wide piece of tape. Pull that off, and you're just going to wrap it around the base to capture those blades like that. And now I'm going to do the test. This one takes 3.5 pounds of pressure. Right there, you can see it barely. I just barely nudge this with my finger and it slides by. And like I told you, it kind of has that spring effect, and the harder and faster you do that, the more that pops out of there and just goes sailing. And I think that's why I got such a good response from that in this video, which you're about to see right here. absolutely no dispute on deployment or how effective it is. If you look, every single one deployed the way that I told you it would. 100% don't use those. Deployed. Every single one of them deployed immediately on impact. Torched a bunch of my arrows to show you guys this, but it's all right. That's what it's all about. So I did the one without the packaging on so you could see it, but here's one with the packaging on. There's the holes through it, and I'm gonna open this up and take a look at it. Every single impact point, boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna open this up and we'll take a look at that chicken. It's 100%, blew right through those bones, blew through that bone. There you go.
All right, there it is. Hopefully you found this video useful. As you can see from the video, you get instant cut. I mean, it is a full 2-inch cut at impact and pretty much on any material. I hit a really soft part of that chicken and it just filleted it wide open. So there really is nothing stopping or preventing this arrow from having the type of cut or performance you're looking for, especially with just a simple Scotch tape modification. It's waterproof, it's reliable, and as you can see from the video, highly effective. Hopefully you guys like this stuff. I want to encourage you to like and subscribe. I'm going to continue to bring you guys videos like this. I'm doing something a little bit different down in the description. I'm going to put my Venmo in there for donations. If you guys find these videos helpful, maybe throw me a little donation, help me out getting the materials and products to do this for you guys. It gets kind of expensive working on this, and I want to continue to help you guys out. So if you found some use out of this, maybe jump down there and give me a friendly donation so I can keep this information flowing to you guys. Take care. Have a good one.